Ooh, that's not bad. I don't really care about Fire Emblem, but I'd buy Hey Pikmin for $10. Is this a... Yeah, that's a videos game. Hmm. Okay. Oh. Well, hello guys, and welcome back. And hey, look, we're actually doing a... Should be a Splat in chat. Oh, it's a Smash in chat. Oh, shit. I didn't even notice. I mean, that makes sense. Splat. Okay, that should be updated. Huh. Weird. Must have completely overlooked it. But, so what I did was I got out the Wii U. You remember this thing, right? Oh, gosh. America's favorite gaming console, the Wii U. With great hits such as Pikmin and... Shovel Knight's actually pretty good on the Wii U. Shovel Knight's pretty damn good. I have other stuff on the other pages, but it doesn't matter. But what we're doing is I was struggling to think of what to do tonight. Because my Nintendo Switch Online ran out at the end, in like the middle-ish of September, and I have yet to get it renewed. Oh, God. I'm also kind of sick right now. But yeah, so I have yet to get it renewed, and I kind of don't, I mean, I will eventually, but like, because of that, we couldn't do Splatoon, we couldn't do Smash. I mean, we could still totally do Smash. I did consider doing an Amiibo tournament, maybe next time. We couldn't do Mario Maker. I actually did want to do Mario Maker, but I don't have Switch Online, so what am I going to do? So what I decided would be a good idea is, you know, I've talked about this in the past about, like, booting up the original Splatoon. So let's do that, shall we? I have not played the original Splatoon since maybe 2017? Probably 2016? It's been a long time. Urchin Underpass. It's just me, or does the game look very dark? Like, I feel like it's very dark right now. Hey, that's a stage that never made it over. There's a lot of stages that never made it over. I think all... I missed one of them, but... So it's weird that the jump button isn't... Like, the jump button isn't B, it's X? Is that how it works in the normal? I have been playing, we'll get to it later, but I've been playing a lot of Shovel Knight, and then Shovel Knight, it's B, so it's kind of weird. Huh. Oh, man. What's our stages? Urchin Under... Everyone of them all did make it over, but Splats by Rig and Isle whatever didn't. So, yeah... God, is this what the plaza looked like? Yeah, so, what's his name in the background? The cafe. The shops. Yeah, I guess this is what the plot... God, I don't... It feels so small. Like, it's very... Like, Splatoon 2's is like a narrow hallway, Whereas this is like open, but because of its openness, it feels smaller. I think this is multiplayer. Huh. Huh. All very interesting. There's the story mode. 3 shops we're not going to bother with. Let's go into gear real quick. Let's see. What was I using? I had an octo brush. Where's my... God, I do not have that many weapons. I had one dynamo I really liked. Oh, no. It was... I loved one of these 52 gals as well. God, there were so many good weapons. Yeah. I've got this hairpiece. That's all my hairpiece as well. I've got this shirt. I've also used this shirt a bunch as well. Even though I swear I had all the gear abilities on it. Huh, because I know I did use the Squid Girl thing. My preferences still haven't changed. I still love Invisible Ink. I'm amazed I don't have... Huh. I swear I had at least one piece of perfect gear. Because, like, in the current Splatoon, I have over 300 sea snails. And in this game, I only have 16. So I thought I would have more, like, perfect gear. No, I don't have any. Wow. I don't remember any of this. Wow. I did not play. Like, we could check at the end. I've put over 100 hours into Splatoon 2. I have not put nearly that much into this one. I do not know how many people are going to be playing tonight. I don't know if there's going to be a bunch. I don't know if there's going to be a little. This could be a giant disaster, in which case I have the entire rest of the Wii U library right next to me. But this is either going to go really well or really poorly. Because this is the Wii U, and not that many people have a Wii U anymore. Because after Ultimate came out, a bunch of people smashed them with sledgehammers, and if it wasn't for Xenoblade Chronicles X, and... No, Tokyo Mirage Sessions got a port. So if it wasn't for Xenoblade Chronicles X, I'd probably agree. Is there any other... I'm trying to think if there's any other thing. There's a mini game on the bottom screen you can't see. Yeah, it's actually pretty nice. It's like a little way to kill time in between games. I don't remember what my high score is. High score is 11,000? Is 11,500? I don't know if that's good or bad. Oh God, it's gonna be a long night. I'll be amazed if we get to the half-hour mark and we haven't finished a single game. I'll call it and we'll move on to something else. But my hope is that we can at least finish a game. You know. Yeah, we shall see. Oh God, and imagine how many modders we're gonna come across. I did come across modders once. They were like messing with, was it messing with the ink color? It was something stupid. I don't know. Oh God, I'm so used to the Octobrush in Splatoon. But here in Sploriginal, we got nothing else. But yeah, as always, we'll play a game and then we'll get into it. Oh, what a day. What a lovely day. I wonder if we'll have more or less success in ranked. Oh, gosh. I would think Turf War would be better. But... Okay, let me pull... let's just get into this. So, it has been a while. So, my plan was to start Hollow Knight, but literally I am always busy. I have had a paper due every Friday since I've started college. Okay, maybe not the first week, but every other Friday I have had a paper due. I wanted to do this episode last week. I did not have time because I had a paper due. And the only reason I did not have a paper due today was because I'm on break for the week, for yesterday and today. That's the only reason. So, yay! Fun. But that's the college life, you know. And I forgot the jump button already. This map is in Splatoon, right? I think this is the only one. Ooh. Oop. Should we just go on a tour of the Wii U? Would that be good or bad? As long as, I mean, we can't go into the Wii, obviously, but like the Wii U itself. But yeah, so that's just why I haven't been doing Hollow Knight, or I said I was going to do Hollow Knight, and that's still technically the plan. But I don't know, like, I was struggling to think of what game we were going to play tonight. My original plan was, I considered, like, doing a run-through of, like, Link's Awakening, like, seeing how far we could get in 2 hours. Probably only, like, 2 dungeons in, but it would have been fun to do, nevertheless. Yeah, it would have been fun to do, but nah. And then, I've been considering doing Gato Roboto. By the end of the year, like, when December rolls around and we only have, like, 1 week left to do a thing before New Year's, that's probably when we'll end up doing Gato Roboto. But that'll probably... Well, I know it's my year of Metroid, and I haven't really been doing any Metroid games. Gato Roboto is probably going to get on here somehow. Not a guarantee, but it's a likely thing. Yeah, and there was one other idea I had, but I don't remember what it was. It might have, oh, Mario Maker. Mario Maker was the other one, where I was like, maybe we'll just, like, build a level. Because I'd be down to just build a level in Mario Maker. That could be fun, I guess. Ooh. Oh, I thought it was the Luna Blaster one. It's like, God, that Luna Blaster does a lot of damage. But nope. Yeah, news has both been very heavy, and I haven't been writing everything down as well. Like, I accidentally archived the stream. I think we won this, because we've got some more space in there toward, like, where I took up at top. Yeah. Oh, we actually finished the match. I did not expect that. Oh, nice. Yeah, their dynamo was less than useful. Yeah, sure, I'll play some more. So let's see. Let's start off. I don't want to go chronological. Let's start off with Ring Fit Adventure. So this was announced back in September, and at first they did a video. I think last time we did the show, they had just released the video showing off the ring. We found out that it's an actual game called Ring... I swear I just saw the kitty. Maybe I'm going crazy. But it's a game called Ring Fit Adventure. I'm disappointed it doesn't use the Wii Fit Trainer. Like, you've got Fit in the title. You can rebrand the Wii Fit Trainer as just the fitness trainer. Especially giving her a new design this year. That's kind of I mean, build a brand, Nintendo. You're good at it. I mean, look at Look at Splatoon. Splatoon didn't exist until 2015, and now it's freaking huge. So yeah, build a freaking brand, Nintendo. Use your Wii Fit trainer more than once. But it's got you, like, doing this ring, and I guess, from what little I've seen from Game Explains, it does appear to be, like, an actual workout. Like, it gets you sweating. It's not a lie. Like, it is a fitness thing. An RPG fitness game, like, makes perfect sense. Because that's, like, whenever people talking about, like, having, like, a smartwatch and whatnot, a lot of them are like, oh yeah, I track steps, and tracking steps is a lot like tracking, like, stats in an RPG. So that makes a lot of sense, actually. Doing, setting up Ring Fit Adventure as, like, an RPG that you play through and you work out, and giving, like, different levels of difficulty depending on, like, how much you can push the ring and whatnot. There's a lot of good ideas in this. And at an 80... I don't remember, I think, was the Wii Fit... The Wii Fit itself was, what, $100? So it's technically cheaper. I don't think, I mean, like, I should pick it up because I'm a fat guy, but I don't think I'll pick it up, but it's a good idea. Like, it has some good ideas in it. I'm not gonna lie, I originally seeing the ring, I was like, because the original trailer had, like, all these people, like, hanging out and partying, and I was like, what the hell is this? But now that we have actually seen it, I think that original ring trailer is wholly of unless there's another, like, party game in development. I think the trailer was wholly unrepresentative of what the final product is. But it also kind of does a good job at showing that, hey, this is a product that can be used by anyone around the world. So I'll give them credit for that, I guess. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'll give them credit, you know? Like, they technically did that, all things considered. I still find the trailer weird, but... what you gonna do? We've got this. We have this. I think. Yeah, I think we do. Yeah, that's Ring Fit Adventure. Really, and it comes out, like, next week. I think it comes out... It comes out, I want to say, either the 15th or the 18th. It comes out soon. You know what came out today? There was another one, Killer Queen Black. Killer Queen Black came out today, and that was a game I was really interested in. I'm still not entirely sure about how the single player works. Like, if I get, like, if I put the thing on my TV, can I play with people sitting on a couch, or do we need, like, two systems? I'm still not sure how that works, because I think you'd be able to do it the former way, but I swear I read somewhere that it only works with the latter way. But it's a game I'm interested in. It's only $20. That's not bad. Another game that I didn't actually write down, but Nintendo just one day dropped that, hey, guess what? We're doing a new Brain Age game. It's Dr. Kawasaki's Brain Training, I think it's called. Ooh, that's not good. I do not know if it's coming out in North America. That might have gotten revealed at some point. I do know it's coming out in Japan, and I'm like 80% sure it's coming out in Europe, but I do not know if it's coming out here in America. I think it is. I think they announced that sometime, like, in the past, like, few days. That, hey, Dr. Kawasaki's Brain Age Training is coming out in North America. I'll look it up real quick. But I'm fine with another Brain Age game. Brain Age games are fun. I owned the second one on DS. I went to look it up, and now I've already been interrupted. Yeah, another Brain Age game is cool, I guess. Sure, that... it makes sense, and I mean the Switch is a portable console, because we got the 2 on DS. There was kind of like these weird like spin-off games that were just kind of like smaller versions, or maybe even just like the second game divided into pieces. And then there was one version. There was one version on the 3DS. It was like Devilish Training. I heard it wasn't that great. But I know I'm fine with another Brain Age game. There are some neat things. I'm not going to buy it, obviously, because, you know, monies. I mean, we've gone back to the original Splatoon because I'm too cheap to buy Nintendo Switch Online. Which we should probably talk about that. Like, that'd be like, the fact that my subscription expired probably a month ago now. I think it'll be no, not a month. Maybe a month ago. Give or take a few days. And I've still, like, I have seen no reason to buy it. Like, none. Just because that's how little, the subscription mattered to me. Because I was only using it for Mario Maker and Splatoon. I did not play, competitive Smash. Or Smash Online, I mean. And I was not playing... I'm sure there are other games that I'm just not thinking of. But I wasn't using it. Oh, the NES and the SNES games. Yeah. But, you know, maybe if we have time, we'll talk about that later. It all depends. Next up, so there's a bunch of... Do I want to... Let's talk about Mario Kart, the Mario Kart mobile game. Let's do that, and then we'll go into one of tonight's big stories, that being PlayStation. But the Mario Kart Tour mobile game came out, and even though I did get in the beta, I thought the beta was, I could not even be bothered to play the Mario Kart Tour. Like, once it actually came out, and it turned out to be just this gotcha-ridden microtransaction mess, I couldn't even be bothered. So I have not downloaded it. Same thing with Pokemon Masters. I heard that, I guess the developers have come out and said, like, Pokemon Masters is a broken game. We are fixing it. So, like, that's kind of sad. But, God, I hate... You know, I have nothing against the people who work at... Is it Dream? Is that the company that does Nintendo's mobile games? I have nothing against them, like, as people... But their mobile games are mobile game garbage. Nintendo's always like, oh, we want to be better with mobile games. We don't want to be every other... How was that close? That was not... That did not look that close. I mean, I guess we have some area. If I had helped with the top, if I had killed that guy, it probably could have pushed it over the edge for us. But it's just how, like, Nintendo's always like, oh, we're going to be better. If people spend all of their money, then how are they going to buy other stuff? And, oh, we just view mobile games as advertisements for our actual console games. But then they say that, and then they make some of the shittiest mobile games. Gotcha-ridden trash. I mean, someone looked at it, and what was it? It cost $20 just to unlock Mario in a game called Mario Kart. What the fuck is that, Nintendo? Fuck Nintendo. Oh, and fuck Konami as well. God, that just broke earlier today, and I didn't even write that down, but I probably should have as well. Fuck Konami. Because that's the first... Whenever I say fuck Nintendo, that's the first thing I think of. Is fuck Konami news. Oh gosh, I can't breathe through my right nostril. I can't. But yeah, so fuck Nintendo. This is a terrible mobile game. It's all based on the gacha system. To do good, you know, people are always like, oh, I'm fine with the gacha system as long as it doesn't affect gameplay. This is a gacha system that directly... I mean, most gacha systems probably directly affect gameplay, but this one is especially horrendous because certain tracks have certain characters that are good on those tracks, And to do good, to get high scores and whatnot, you need those characters. What the hell, Nintendo? What the absolute hell? And then on top of that, there's a season pass. Where for, is it $5 or $6 a month? You get a season pass that gets you new characters and 200cc and a new track and whatnot. Why the hell is there a season pass in this? You say you're trying to be better with your mobile games, fuck. And then you put shit like this in them. God damn it, Nintendo. God damn. And like people have pointed out, for the same price as the Mario Party, the Mario Kart Season Pass, to get the 200cc and whatnot, you can get a month of Apple Arcade that has actual good games in it, like Sayonara Wild Hearts. Great game, by the way, from what I've heard. I think it's actually on Switch. I haven't looked into it, but I heard it's really good. But yeah, it's what the hell, Nintendo? Oh my god, how? Like $1 I would kind of get. I still think it's scummy as hell. But like $5 when I could get Apple. Google also has their own arcade system that's worse than Apple's, but it's still a better value, and I think you can get that on sale right now for $2. But yeah, no, screw this Mario Kart game, screw the Pokemon games. I hate the Pokemon games, because when was the last time we actually got a Pokemon game? A Pokemon spin-off game, I mean. When was the last time we got a Mystery Dungeons? I guess Rumble? A Pokemon Pinball, a Pokemon Dash, a Pokemon Trozei. Anything like that. When was the last time we got one of those? The last one we got was Rumble, and that was a freemium game. Most other Pokemon games have just been freemium game garbage, because the Pokemon Company has decided to stop making Pokemon spin-off games and instead put all their time and money into freemium games that they can charge money for. There has not been a genuine Pokemon spin-off game since Rumble. One of the Rumbles. And that's, oh my god, there are so many good Pokemon spin-off games. Because there was like, was it called Puzzle League? There was Pokemon Puzzle League on the 3DS, which, like, they could have just made an actual Pokemon puzzle game, but instead they made it a freemium gacha game. Or not, maybe not gacha, but they made it a freemium game and eventually ported it over to mobile. That Kirby Clash game, I wish that had just been part of Nintendo Switch Online. I do not want to pay money for that game. I know you can actually get pretty far in that one, but I wish it had just been like an actual hey, guess what? As part of paying for Nintendo Switch Online, you get Tetris 99, but you also get Kirby Clash. That would have been kind of cool, but no, they have to make it a freemium game. Fuck Nintendo and fuck the Pokemon Company. We're going to talk later on about the Pokemon Company and how many cool things they're doing with Sword and Shield, but make some actual spin-off games, or get a third-party studio. I know Pokemon is as stingy with their IP as Disney is, because Disney's super fucking stingy with their IP. But get some third-party studio, like what they did with Cadence of Hyrule. Get a third-party studio to make some Pokemon spin-off games. You know that pinball company that's like making all those pinball games nowadays? Get them to make a Pokemon pinball game. I'm sure they'd be down to do it. I would love Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire is one of my favorite games on the Game Boy Advance. And I wish they would make another one. I would love another Pokemon Pinball game. I love Pokemon Pinball so much, but we'll never get another one. We're just not, because Pokemon doesn't want to make spin-off games anymore. But god, so screw Nintendo's mobile games is what I'm trying to get at. And yeah, that's Mario Kart. I have no interest in it. I downloaded Dr. Mario World, played through it. Actually, the game never even gave me a chance to spend money. It was actually very, generous in the first few hours, I'm not gonna lie. But still, I grew bored and moved on. Then again, I've never really loved, out of all the puzzle games out there, I've never really loved Dr. Mario. But Nintendo are such fucking hypocrites. They say they want to do better, and then they just don't. They say they want to do better with their mobile games, but their mobile games are never better. They just haven't been. Ah, God. I hate them. I hate them so much. I hate their stupid mobile games. With that, let's talk about PlayStation. This is going to be a much shorter stream. I've got a lot less to talk about. So at the start of the month, I think it was, or was it the start of this month, the end of last month, there was it was probably the middle of last month. I don't know when this was. Screw it, I don't know when this was. There was a new State of Play. There were a few things that happened. I have a few of them written down. Definitely not everything. I meant to go back and, rewatch it and get all the key notes taken down, but then I just completely forgot. So to start off, they showed a game called Humanity, which is, it reminds me a lot of, Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, or, any of those similar games where it's got a bunch of people on screen at one time. That's actually kind of cool. Okay. I like Totally Accurate Battle Simulator is actually kind of fun. It's Landfall Games was completely willing to, play with their premise, and they made a pretty decent game. There are a few other, giant battle games where you can, set up armies. I don't know any of their names. They're also okay. But yeah, this Humanity looks interesting. We don't know really much about it, but if it's anything like that, it has potential, especially off of, a game like Everything, which Everything was first ever game that could have been nominated for an Oscar. It didn't, but it could have been, which is really interesting to think of. But Everything was an interesting game, to say the least. And yeah, I'm down for it. I'm down for a, sure, let's see what you got. I still do not own a PS4. We'll talk about PS5. There's a few new things later on. PS5 is interesting. I might actually get a PS5. I don't know. We know it has backwards compatibility, and I really want to play. I want to play Spider-Man so much, man. Spider-Man looks like such a good game, and we know they're working on a second one because Sony bought up Insomniac sometime in August. Yeah, that was in August. And then, yeah, I'm completely down for it. I need a drink. You know, usually when I'm sick, water tastes terrible. But whenever I'm talking on stream like this, and I just have to talk into a microphone for hours, God, water tastes so freaking good. I need to blow my nose. Yeah. But yeah, next up, I have Call of Duty. I guess we got new stuff on Call of Duty. Man, you know, I like the original Modern Warfare. It's one of my I don't have any memories of the online, but the single player story is one of the greatest in any shooters. It's really well done, and the ending still is holy shit, they actually did that. The ending caught me off guard completely. But now with this new Call of Duty game, they're trying to do more risky stuff and whatnot. They're trying to make a hard experience, because there's that whole idea that unless you're in war, you'll never actually experience war, which is 1000% true. But some video game companies, with how they're making war games, they're trying to not challenge it, but they're trying to just do horrible things in war games, which, is it for shock value? Is it for, artistic statement? I don't know. But we got some more Call of Duty. We got another trailer for Death Stranding. We actually got we've gotten a lot of information for Death Stranding in the past 2 months. I think it comes out either the end of this month or in November. But I don't need to see anything. I don't need to see any more about that game. I'm already sold on Death Stranding. I don't need to know anymore. Just release the game already. I didn't need another trailer here. I'm already sold on Death Stranding. I don't own a PS4, but if I did, I'm already sold on Death. God, it looks good. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm sold on Death Stranding. Cool. We got more of that. And then we got a new trailer for The Last of Us 2 that did confirm Joel is still alive. Presumably, I mean, he may just be a hallucination in her mind. Okay. Okay, I did not... From what I've seen of The Last of Us, it's just not my style of game. I'll admit that. I'll just admit, The Last of Us just isn't my style. I know some people love it, like, they love it to death. I think that's going a little too far. I do like some of the things. It's so stupid that the developers of Last of Us 2 had to put out a statement saying that there's no multiplayer because they're putting all their development time into a single player. Maybe the multiplayer in the original Last of Us was amazing, but there is no reason for a game like The Last of Us to have a multiplayer mode. It's a story-driven narrative, and they only put in a multiplayer mode because a focus group said that people like multiplayer in games. You know, kind of something that was happening a lot during the last generation of console. Look how... I think in Splatoon 2, I'm in the 40s, right? Level-wise. In this game, I only ever got to 26. Wow. That's... I think you get to 20... And then they eventually... The original level cap was 20... And then they buffed it to 50, and I don't know if it ever went past that. But I only ever got to 26. See, that's how little I played this game. Last of Us 2, I don't know if it's going to be able to live up to the hype. There are some things that look really good. There are some worrying things. A lot of people have pointed out that it looks like it's doing a lesbian revenge narrative, which if I remember correctly, is like an actual problem in the genre, so hopefully they'll do it well. If they are, if it's not like just if what we've seen so far is presumably just the first like third of the game, like we haven't seen anything past the first third, which I hope is what's actually going on here. That would be really cool if it was like, hey, guess what? We haven't shown anything past the first third, and we aren't. You have to experience that for yourself. That would be really cool. I would actually love that. But I don't know if they will. Oh my god, the lag. The lag is real sometimes. But yeah, that's The Last of Us 2. There were a few other things. There's probably some VR. I know they showed off some Medieval, which, okay, there was a lot of hype for the Crash and Spyro remakes. There is next to no hype for Medieval. Nothing. And I still hope they give Banjo the same treatment as they did, Crash and Spyro. That would, like... I'm sure after the success of the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, which was like the #1 selling game in the UK for like 3 months running, I'm sure they're going to they're working on that for Banjo. It'd be stupid not to, even if they get like a different studio to do it. God, that's something they need to do, and they need to take what works about it and not create all the problems that they put into fucking Crash Team Racing, that microtransaction piece of shit. God, what a good game that they just, of course, Activision Blizzard put in microtransactions. Fuck Activision Blizzard. God damn it. Are there any good game companies? Okay, there's 2, Nintendo and Sony. I mean big AAA companies. Most indie game companies are good. Oh god, we didn't even talk about it. God, I don't have Enchanted Portal on here either. There's a few others, I mean... Okay, Bethesda I no longer trust, but CD Projekt Red's pretty good. There's a few, but most AAA studios are just the fucking pits. God. So next up on the Sony train of mini Sony announcements... I think we already knew about the PS5 dev kit did come out. I think that happened last month, where some people got reports of, not last month, but in like August. There were people who were like, hey, we have the PS5 dev kits. So that happened at some point. And I think that was actually confirmed. Like, those are actually the PS5 dev kits. And then sometime after the State of Play, an announcement on Sony's Twitter, they announced that Sean Layden, the president of SEI, is leaving Sony. They didn't do, like, because Reggie left Nintendo earlier this year, and they did, like, the send-off video, and, like, he created a Twitter, and he was, like, packing up his office on the last day, right? Nintendo did this great big send-off to Reggie. PlayStation put out a tweet that Sean Layden's leaving. What happened? There must be something that happened in the background that we don't know about. Greg Miller, who I watch a lot of, I watch a lot of Kind of Funny Games daily. That's kind of where I get some of my information from. And Greg Miller was like, if he left on bad terms, the tweet would have been negative. But the tweet isn't negative. So this was really weird. On top of this, there has been a lot of reshuffling at Sony SEI, as well as Sony of Europe. Which there's always kind of been this struggle between Sony of America and Sony of Europe. Like, who does what, who breaks the exclusives on what, right? There's always been a struggle, but like Sony SEI, Sony Entertainment Interactive, the North American branch, has been sort of seizing power recently. Because, like, in Nintendo of Europe is mostly just forgotten. Like, who gives a fuck about Nintendo of Europe? Real question. I can't name anybody who... I mean, I know if you live in Europe, but, like, people know Reggie. People know... Okay, we used to know the president of Nintendo. I always forget his name. Like, the current president, I have no idea what his name is. But nobody knows who... Like, nothing about Nintendo of Europe is known. And that's the same thing with, I mean, Sony of Europe actually has, like, had, like, some power nowadays. Oh, fork. Oh, fork. Okay, that fell. Yeah, Sony of Europe has no power. Like, they're losing power as SEI is consolidating it all in North America. Because, like, PlayStation is actually, like, super important to Sony. It makes up, what, like, 20% of their, profits? Like, Microsoft, Xbox is very small. Nintendo, obviously, Nintendo is a game manufacturer first. Whereas Microsoft does computers, Sony's does, like, televisions and whatnot. But, like, PlayStation is actually, like, super important to Sony. Like, in actuality, like, unlike Microsoft, where it's just kind of another business... No. And same thing with Google. It's just kind of another business. For Sony, much like Nintendo, gaming actually, like, if their gaming fails, the company will start to fail. Yeah, no, it's actually kind of like a big deal for them. But, so there's all this restructuring happening at SEI and a lot of firings, and it's like there's a lot of lead up to the PS5, there seems to be a lot of reshuffling of the company, which means something which we won't know about or feel the effects of for years. Like, the next 2 years of Sony are probably good because of all the things Sean Layden set up, but after that, we're going to start feeling the effects. Do we even know who the new president of SEI is? I don't know if we actually do. We just know Sean Layden's retiring. It's really weird. It is really weird what's going on at Sony right now. And who knows if, like, because right now a big thing of Sony, for me personally, and what makes them better than Microsoft, is their first-party exclusives. But I know the president before Sean Layden didn't really care about the exclusives. So with a new president, I mean, we're not going to feel like some upcoming games like The Last of Us, duh. But even games that are, like, not as far in development as that one are safe. But what about the stuff after that? What about the stuff that just is starting development or is still in, like, pitch meetings right now? Is that stuff still good? We don't know. We don't know. It's an interesting state to be in. But yeah, that's Sean Layden left. Okay, I've done that. Let's see. We got some PS5 news. So we already knew that it had a solid state drive. Okay, so around the time all of these firings were happening, like Sean Layden got left off, all of a sudden Wired put out an article about the PS5. And I only have 3 points from the article. But the question is was this article put out to, like, counteract all of the damage? Like, oh, look, SEI is firing firing a bunch of employees and lost Sean Layden. Did they set up this Wired article to get ahead of the drama? That's a real possibility. To say that, Sony's still good, so we're going to give you some information about the PS5. I know things don't really work on, like E3 is the time you use to show off everything, but nowadays, thanks to a company like Nintendo, any company can just put out a statement at any point, which, I didn't even mention, the state of play, the state of play has always kind of been like, okay, we're gonna do, like, Xbox Insider is mostly kind of its own thing, and the Stadia Connect, it's similar-ish, but this most recent state of play was just a one-for-one carbon copy of a Nintendo Direct. And for the most part, people aren't liking them. Like, it's just too... Like, they're not the same. Shit. But yeah, so... Yeah, like I've said, PlayStation gets all its best ideas by ripping off Nintendo's best ideas. So now, of course, that's one way to put it. I think the other way to put it is that Sony, there was this big movement starting around the GameCube. So there's this big movement starting around the GameCube to say that Nintendo is for babies, whereas Xbox and PlayStation are for adults. And that's right and also wrong, because I think saying it right, it's one of those bullshit arguments like, oh, this is for babies, is just like trying to screw off it's one of those bullshit arguments that's meant to stop other arguments. But at the same time, it does raise a good point that people who grew up with the NES, by the time the PlayStation came around, they were growing up, right? They were late teens, early adulthood. And now, Nintendo was still trying to appeal to that same market. Whereas PlayStation was doing a lot of the same things Nintendo was, but just for an older market. Right? It's literally just Nintendo, but aged up a few years. It's not, that's not technically wrong. Which, yeah, that's an interesting thing, to say the least. At least that's kind of my take on Sony. And that still kind of holds true today, even if the Switch is one of the best consoles out right now. PS4 is good and has a lot of good first-party games, but the Nintendo Switch is amazing. And not like the Wii U, not the Wii U, the Wii U was not big. The Wii was big, but the Wii was big for weird reasons, right? The Wii was big in the casual market. The Switch actually has, more than just casual games. Oh god, I've ran out of water and my throat is killing me. Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna go get some water, but let's finish off the Sony stuff. So we know the PlayStation 5 is going to have a solid state drive. I bet we also got confirmation that it is going to be called the PS5. Cool. That's really cool. I'm glad they're calling it the PS5. I like that Sony's actually like keeping up with the tradition, right? Like after 3 consoles, changing it would just be wrong. By like the PS4, PS5, I'm glad they're keeping those names. We got information on the controller. It's going to have haptic feedback, which is basically, it's kind of like HD Rumble. The controller is still in the prototyping phase. Like, they only got prototypes of the controllers, like, a few weeks ago, is what they were saying. So, the controllers are still being, like, tested. The triggers are going to be contact sensitive. So, like, if you pull on the trigger, like, let's say you're trying to, like, push something, it's actually going to be, like, harder to pull on the trigger, or... see, part of me thinks it's like, oh, is it like the GameCube controllers where you can like push it down in increments, like in a racing game, the harder you push it down, the faster you go, kind of like a gas pedal. I don't think that's how, I think that might be part of it, but it feels like it's that the thing can give feedback. It's basically like they're trying to make a more realistic controller. The gamepad is sitting perfectly still, and yet you can see it vibrating up and down just slightly. Like, you can see that jiggle. We also... So, yeah, there was something about, like, a touch screen on the controller, which the PS4 had, like, this little touch screen. What was the point of that? Like, I know a few games, like, tried to use it. There was no real point for that touch screen thing, and I see no reason for a new controller to, like, try to expand on that. Unless, again, they're trying to rip off Nintendo style. If the PS5... And it's not going to be called the douche... Right now, it's the DualShock 4? Is it called the DualShock 4? Or is it called the DualShock 6? I don't remember. But it's not going to be called DualShock. So, is the next Sony controller just going to be a Wii U gamepad with a giant touchscreen and, like, more, like, realistic vibrations and whatnot, like HD Rumble? I do not know. But I do not care about touchscreen stuff. Part of me is joking, like, what if it's like that? Remember that prototype Nintendo controller, or maybe even Switch, where it was a screen, it was like a oval, and it had 2 joysticks on it, but that was it. There were no buttons. There was like a wheel on top and maybe a trigger. But it was like this weird oval thing that people thought was like the Switch, or it was like it looked like an upgraded Wii U gamepad. What if the new PlayStation controller is that? Where it's got like buttons built into the screen, and it's more of like a screen, kind of like a Wii U gamepad, but more compact. It'd be really weird, but I could see them doing it. And then, like I was saying, holiday 2020 is the release date. That's still a full year away. They're probably going to do a reveal in like February, where they're going to show off the console, and then we'll get it by the end of the year. That seems kind of weird to me, because, like, I'd want the console to be available. I like what Nintendo did with the Switch. We found out about it in October, they gave us all the information in January, and then we had the console by March. More companies need to do that. That was great. But we can't all be that lucky. And yeah, that's all the PlayStation stuff. I do want to talk about E3 real quick, just because I thought of that. Oh no, right. Okay. Oops, no. Alright, when we get back, we're actually going to be unboxing... I'll be back in like a minute. I just need to go sneeze. I need to go get some more water and sneeze. When we do, we're going to be unboxing some Amiibo, because yes, Amiibo did come out last time we talked. Alright. So I made some mac and cheese today. And you know, I cannot get mac and cheese that I like. Like, I really... Like, right now, I think I found a good method for cooking it. The problem is, I cannot get a nice cheese blend. Like, there are some... Like, I want it to be, like, a nice, cheesy mac and cheese. But the cheeses just never taste that good, you know? You know... Oh, God, these wires are all tangled. Alright, let's mute the game audio. Let's come over here. And, hey, let's webcam it. What's up? Hey, it's my ugly mug. Still haven't cut my hair. God, I was considering doing that over the weekend, cutting my hair. So, Amiibos, yes, there was a new Amiibo brand batch that came out on the 20th, I think. So we've got four more. There was one other I bought, but I do not have it. Or it's not that I just didn't bring it down. It's still in the box, and I'm like, I'll leave it in the box for the time being. That's the Majora's Mask link. I didn't realize it until like a few weeks ago. I have almost every Zelda amiibo. I'm missing the Bokoblin, Skyward Sword Link, and Twilight Princess Link. I just have other, like, and it wasn't like, oh, I'm trying to get every Zelda amiibo like I was with Smash. No, it just naturally happened. I just naturally had every Zelda amiibo. Like I had just been picking them up, you know? Well, the ones that surprised me are the Breath of the Wild ones. Those should have been a pain in the ass to find. Zelda, Archer Link, Brighter Link, and the Guardian. Easy as shit to find. Once I actually started like I wasn't even looking for them. I just kind of stumbled across them. The Bokoblin's a pain, and it's never been reprinted. It's the only one. But yeah, so we've got this Link. Link had one. I'm killing that light. We've got Snick Snack, Paddywhack, Ekans, if you would. We've got Ivysaur, and we've got Squirtle. Let's just go in the order I showed them. So let's start off. We got Link and all of his linkiness. Yeah, do you guys see, if you look at it at just the right angle, do you see the butt chin? Like, do you see the mouth reflects in the plastic to give him a second chin? Once I, like, right there, you can kind of see it. Once I saw it, I can't unsee it. It's so weird. But it's a nice, it's very glossy. It's a nice looking figure. This is the only reason I haven't 100%ed Link to the Past. I've done everything else, but I haven't done the Shadow Link stuff. Which I don't really, there's no point in doing the Shadow Link stuff. If you have Link to the Past, or not Link to the Past, Link's Awakening on Switch, don't do the Dampé stuff. How the Dampé stuff works, and I'm just going to open this while I talk. The Dampé stuff works in where you have oh gosh, I butchered that. The Dampé stuff works where you have 3 sets of 4 and then 1 set of 12. Do the first 3 sets of 4 because that gets you like a bottle, a seashell, heart piece, right? It gives you some good stuff. Do not do the set of 12. There is no reward for doing the 4 set of 12. I do not know why there isn't a reward. Like, give me something cool. Like, upgrade my sword again. Give me something cool. Of course, you can't do it until the very end of the game, so there's, like, no point. Give me something cool, at least. There's nothing. There is no reason to do the last set of 12. I don't know why it's there. God, what a waste of time. These little freaking... I cannot believe Nintendo did that. the little silver pieces. Oh my god. Oh, that's so fuck Nintendo, man. Yeah, there he is. He's very shiny. It's a very reflective figure. It's a very nice figure, honestly. It looks very nice. It's very cute. Not bad. I wish they had done a Marin one. Marin's is like the best Zelda waifu. She gives Tetra a run for her money at least. But Link's okay. Not like I don't have 20 other Link figures, you know. Yeah, it's nice. It's very simplistic, but it's nice. It's nice. Let's see. Next up, we got Snick Snack Paddywhack Ekans. God, it's it's so crazy. Like, Konami is the worst fucking company, but it's so cool that Snake was back, and like the fact that we got an amiibo out of Snake is so cool. That's really neat. And the next run in November is going to have a I think it's Simon Belmont's in the next run, and either Simon or Richter. I don't remember which one's first. I want to say it's Simon though. So that's cool. Ready? I'm gonna fork it up. Ooh, that's bad. Ooh, that's bad. Ah, God, I like when it's attached. I'm fine. I hate when it falls out though. But hey, I open them, so you don't have to. Where's he stuck? But yeah, I think I got all... Did I get all... Target. I get all my amiibo at Target. The Majora's Mask one I did get at Best Buy, but other than that, Target is still the most reliable amiibo source for me. There isn't like a... It's like the shape, like his butt. That's still one of the Snakes Behind from Brawl. Still super fucking funny. I cannot get him out. Oh my god, that was such a pain in the ass. Well, Luigi, Time, and Snakes Behind were kind of wrong, but that all leads us to the final song. It'd be cool if Brawl and the Family updated. I know they don't, like, he's doing Too Bad Waluigi Time, and he did Tadpole Trouble, but it'd be cool if he did, like, updated the history of Nintendo. Now that there's a Switch, added in a whole new verse, like, updated the Wii U's verse to be, like, kind of a failure. Because the original history of Nintendo by Brawl and the Family, Toronto, I don't remember. I want to say it's Toronto. Came out right before the Wii U came out. Came out in like mid 2012. The Wii U came out at the end of 2012. It's a nice looking figure. It's okay. It's got some good detail on it. Snake can't use a gun, but you better believe he's got one. Yeah, it's okay. Hit the map. Yeah, it's fine. Ooh, it's kind of got a jagged. Whatever. Yeah, it's Snake. It's so cool. Like, we're at such a crazy place with God Smash. And to think we're getting more DLC. I still have my money on Doomslayer. I still think Doomslayer is going to be our last DLC character, and he's going to be revealed at the Game Awards. I'm not going to put money on it, but that's the one I suspect. Next up, we got Ivysaurus Rex. You know how it goes. I almost dropped it. Yeah, let's open it up. How bad am I going to do this one? That could have been worse. Actually, it's pretty bad. I ever since I've been unboxing Amiibo on stream, I have not had a good open. Like, they've all been bad opens. Let's actually pull this thing out. It's got... The Ivysaur has a good weight to it. Like, it's fairly heavy. Which I actually do really like. Hey, one that actually slides out easy. That's nice. That is nice. Oh god, what am I gonna do with all these boxes? Ugh. Right now I'm just stacking them up next to my computer, but I can't leave them there like that. So let's actually look at Ivysaur. I don't like Ivysaur. I don't like the Bulbasaur line. I like, when I was younger, I liked Squirtle. Right? Squirtle was the line for me. As I've grown older, I've accepted Charizard, like Charmander and Charizard. Yeah, I've just stopped giving a shit, and yeah. But this Ivysaur figure looks very nice. I like the flower. I like the heft to it. It's got a good weight. The vines. It's in like an action pose, and while I know that gives it a base, it is still a very nice. I'm surprised at how much I like this one. This is a very nice figure. I'm really cool. Really cool. I am rather impressed with this one. I'm not gonna lie. It's nice. It is a nice figure. I mean, I've had it on my desk for the past week just staring at it. I mean, you can see the seam in the neck. But other than that, I think this looks really good. This is a surprisingly good figure. Squirtle, on the other hand, I mean, it's a little baby, but like this. Charizard's a good figure. Ivysaur's a good figure. This really isn't. It's kind of like the Pokemon Trainer. I mean, it's kind of nice, but it's also kind of. Okay. Oh yes. I was just like, if I put pressure and do a quickest possible pull, it'll come off perfectly. Yes. Yes. Oh my god. I got one. I got one. Ooh, nice click. I cannot. I was like, I'm like, oh, that fresh amiibo smell. I can't smell anything right now. My nose is completely clogged. What time is it? Okay, I still have time. We have some Pokemon news, and we got to talk about Activision Blizzard and games I've played, because this is a gaming podcast, and all gaming podcasts are just about the games you've played. Oh wow, that's actually, so if you look on the back of Squirtle, like the shell is like it's very like smooth. I did not expect, like, it feels very different than the rest of him. Even the bottom. That's actually very nice. I did not expect that. It's got like a little gloss to it. Yeah, it's Squirtle. Like I said, when I was younger, I liked Squirtle, but now that I've grown up, I do not like Squirtle anymore. I do not like Blastoise is okay. I do not care for Wartortle. Most starters, I do not care for their second evolutions. Most starters. But yeah, no, it's okay. It's an okay figurine. Yeah. We're one step closer, I think. 10 away, not including DLC. Chrom, Incineroar, Simon, Richter, Dark Samus. The 5 DLCs. So are we just 10 away? I know there's one oh, no, we've got Daisy. I think we're only 10 away. Plus any other future DLC, which is going to trap me in hell for a while. But yeah, that's okay, let's do like that. That's all the figures. Yeah, they're nice little figures. Again, I'm a slave to the amiibo, and that's why I have not renewed my Nintendo Switch Online, which we are not going to have time to talk about tonight. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. Let's go about that. Let's get back to this. I'm gonna go throw away these boxes real quick, and I'll be right back. Oh god, so many boxes. Oh no, I knocked Ekans off the table. Yeah, like I said, I also have a Majora's Mask link down the hall, but I just didn't bring it down the hall because maybe I'll probably save that for when I get the other Zelda figures. Which, I mean, only missing 3 is not bad. Let's put these over off to the side. Ew. There's no... Wait, let's look at this guy real quick. Just for the hell of it. Okay, I was like, you're just using the default gear. I was like, there's no way you're level 1. I mean, I could see somebody buying, like, because you can get a Wii U for $80. Maybe even less. You can get There are people who argue that, like, making a Game Boy Classic would be too expensive to make. I wholeheartedly disagree, especially because you can get a 2DS, which has 2 screens, a cartridge slot, and other things for $40 now. It used to be $60. Now you can get a 2DS for $40. Yeah. And that has more stuff than like a Game Boy would. Game Boy Classic would only need one backlit screen. It wouldn't need a memory card thing. It wouldn't need a thing to play games. Yeah, no. They could totally make a Game Boy Classic for probably $60. They could totally do that. So back in the action. Oh, I don't know. So what games have I been playing? Well, so most of my games are ones that I can play while listening to my audiobooks. Because a lot of school is me listening to audiobooks, so I need games that are simple, that I only need half attention to play while I listen to my audiobooks. And so a lot of what I was playing has been Minecraft, because Minecraft only needs half of my attention, right? I've been talking about this for a while now. What I've been working on is getting all 103 achievements in Minecraft. I think a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago now, I did it. I now have the 103 in Minecraft. Took me a while, but I finally did it. I finally have the 103. The hardest achievements to get. Beaconator? Getting all the iron only took me like 6 hours, but it took me another 6+ hours just to get to get the 3 wither skulls, and then it took me over half an hour to kill the wither. The wither is not an easy boss fight, and every update just makes it harder and harder. I hate the wither. That was one of the hardest achievements. I hate the wither so much. But I got the Beaconator one. That was one of the last achievements. Another one of the last achievements I got was Totem of the Undying. Not because I had like 7 Totems of the Undying. I just forgot that I had them. Right? Like, I kept forgetting that I owned Totems of the Undying. It was just like, oh, I'm going to use a Totem of Undying when fighting the Ender Dragon. Completely forgot. Oh, I'm going to use one when fighting the Wither. Did not bring one. I brought a shulker box with like a bunch of supplies in it. None of those supplies was the Totem of Undying, so I did not bring one. Yep, but so I just ended up throwing myself off my roof. Another one was, there was like one to use an elytra and fall down a 1x1 hole. I kept trying to like fly through to get it. Just build a tower up to sky limit, jump off, and at the bottom put a 1x1 hole over water. Like put it like 3 or 4 blocks above water, and right before you hit it, activate the elytra, fly through, land in the water, don't die, and you'll get the achievement. Super easy way to cheese. And I know some, like, Beaconator could be cheesed, or you could like use like duplication bugs, because I wanted to get people to help me like get all the iron for Beaconator, because it took like 6+ hours. With multiple people, it would have taken me like 1 or 2. Every time I told somebody, my brothers, They were like, oh, no, just duplicate it. Just use duplication. Or I was like, hey, come help me. And they were like, no, oh no, I'll come help you. But I'll just go onto your world, duplicate all the iron, and then pretend like I got it. Fuck off. I was like, I just asked for some help. If you had asked, I would have done it. I just wanted to get the achievement legit. Is that so hard to ask? But I did get every achievement legit. Well, okay, there is the golden apple one, which technically I only found one golden apple, but I had a world from before when you used to be able to craft golden apples, and I used that, which is no longer in the game, but it used to be, so I don't know if we count that as cheating or not. I don't know. Every other achievement, though, I've done legit. I'd consider, yeah. And God, there was another hard one was the villager one. I made like a camp. It's like a concentration camp, kind of. Like that sound an internment camp or one of Trump's border camps, you know. But for villagers, the best villagers to have cartographers who can do paper. What are they called? Librarians also do paper from sugarcane, but they also buy books and books with quill. 5 books with quills for 5 emeralds. Super good trade. 4 just normal books get you 1 emerald. Not bad. And then I want to say, is it 24 or 32 paper gets you an emerald. Leather workers, 32 sticks gets you an emerald. Well, there was one other big one. Also, cartographers, glass. They will trade it's like a weird number of glass. I want to say it's 24. I could be wrong. For an emerald. No, I think it's probably 8, actually. It's not that many. They will trade 8 glass for 8 glass, not even glass panes. I set up my camp in the desert, so I had a double chest full of sand. I converted almost that entire double chest full of sand into emeralds. But it worked. I got all 1,000 emeralds. I actually beat the game with almost 1,200 emeralds. I had 1,200 emeralds because some of them were from like villager raids. I don't think I had any from mining. Another way is if you have the stronghold, you can use the library in the stronghold to get books and then trade them to the librarian. That I never even made a single book. I just got them all from the stronghold. That's how many there are. And I didn't even harvest and that was only one. My stronghold had 2 libraries. I only ever harvested 1. I didn't even have it to harvest the other one. But yeah, those are the deals that I found cheapest. Some of them, like there was an armorer and magician, useless. Both were completely useless to me. Oh my god, that's the lag. How did he get away so fast? But yeah, that was the 102. Any other hard one? The climb 50 blocks with a shulker box, I did by complete accident. Like, I wasn't even trying to get it. I was just trying to get back to my stuff because I had died. Probably took me 10 hours just to find a end city. They were so freaking rare in my world. And I found one after like 5 hours. It probably only took me 5. It felt like forever though. Listening to some of those audiobooks are so fucking slow. But I found one just a few hours in, and I was like, oh, okay. It did not have an elytra. But I ended up getting the shulker box achievement, or the 50 feet with the shulker by accident. There was one other. There were a few. The map room. So in the original versions of Minecraft on console, you needed to use level 3 maps, because maps comes in a scale of 1 to 4, and everyone was like, oh, you had to use scale 3 maps to get the achievement. So I did it, it wouldn't pop, and I was like, oh, I must be missing 1 pixel somewhere. I could not get it to pop. I looked up some stuff and they were like, you can use level 1 maps, but you have to make them locator maps, and there was like one other rule. I did it and it worked. I spent all this time getting the map achievement, and there was just an easier way to do it. And such a pain. But I did that one. There's probably one or two other hard ones that I'm just completely forgetting that I had to do. And the last achievement I got, the one that I actually saved for last, because again, I did it all on my own because nobody would help me, was Diamonds for You. The one where you give a diamond to another player, that was the last achievement I got because nobody would help me. I asked for help multiple times. Mostly from my brothers, admittedly. Nope, nobody ever helped me. Yep. Nope. Yeah, that was the 103. I'm now done with my... It's not that... Like, I'd actually like to play more Minecraft, but I don't have anything to do. I've done the 103. I've made my house. I made, like, a little... I made both, like, a concentration camp and, like, a legitimate, like, camp with, like, a campfire and, like, a barbecue and whatnot. It was very cute. That was where I did all my iron farming for the Beaconator achievement. God, it takes, even with a win, it takes so long to level up, man. I mean, I know it takes as long in Splatoon 2, but God, it feels like I have made no progress on leveling up. It could be because I'm, like, every other game I get disconnected from. This is, because this was not as bad. When Splatoon first came out, this was not nearly as bad. This online connection actually worked perfectly fine. But this must be how, like, I know this is how Mario Maker works, and I know this is how Smash Bros. Work, where, like, every other connection is fucked. Let's see, what others? What else have I been playing? Creature in the Well? This came out right after the last Splat shot I did. It was a dungeon, it was a Zelda-inspired game. But its whole gimmick was based around pinball, where you're like in the well and you're hitting pinballs to activate bumpers and whatnot to gain energy and gain power and whatnot. It's a very simple game that they showed off at like one of the indie showcases, and then it finally came out. And I was like, oh, I'll pick it up. And it was super simple, but I enjoyed it. I 100%ed it. It was actually like, it was fairly easy to 99% complete. But the final artifact, I had no idea. I was like, why do I not have 100% completion? There's an artifact hidden in the, like, you start off the game, you go through the desert, you go into, like, this tutorial area, and then you drop down into, like, the main area, the hub area. In that tutorial area, though, there's an artifact that you can only get there, and it costs like a bunch of energy, so you can't get it your first time around. So people thought for a while that the only way to get it was to start a save file, grind up all the energy over like 4 hours, because you only get like 1,000 energy every few minutes, and then get it. If turns out there is a way back to the beginning of the game. If you go into the desert behind town, there's like a cloak, and right next to that cloak, you're able to walk into the mountain and get back to the beginning of the game. But people didn't know this at first. And that's how you get 100% completion. I got 100% completion. Took me it's one of those, I think it was $14 at launch. It might have been even less than that. I think I might have gotten it for 12. Because it, like, something that Switch games do that are nice, Untitled Goose Game also did this, which we'll talk about here in a minute, is when they launch at like a discount price of usually like 10-20%. I want to say it was down to, it starts off, it's like standard price is 15, but it was down to 12. Untitled Goose Game standard price is 20, but it was on sale for 14 at launch. And they'll go on sale again at other points in time. But that's something really nice that just people have been, it's been happening a lot on Switch for some reason. I've never seen that in other storefronts before. But I'm really glad it's there, because that's, like, really nice to have. and it encourages me to buy like an indie game in the first few days it comes out, you know. But yeah, Creature in the Well was pretty decent. And then on the 20th, there's been a bunch of games. Tons of games came out in September, most of which I did not get to play. Dragon Quest XI-S, I do want to play. You know, Donkey put out a video today, and people were like, oh god, how many times are we going to have to teach you this lesson, old man? I didn't think Donkey's video was that bad. Honestly, for the most part, it gave the game a fair shot, and he was mostly positive on it. Donkey did a video where he was like, so he did a video on Game Critics, and then he did a video on Game Critics Part 2. But instead he was like, oh, I'm going to talk about fans of games. But the entire video was just him addressing criticism of himself. Like, people would criticize Donkey, so he was now addressing that criticism, but it was just him blowing it off. It was such a bullshit video. Nobody called him out on it, but at least the way I read it, and I haven't rewatched it, it was such bullshit, and I don't know why more people didn't call him out on it. Because he wasn't even like... It wasn't like, oh, here's my rebuttal to the criticism, because he has been wrong. His Octopath Traveler video was misunderstood parts of the game. And some of the criticism I get, like some of the criticism is bullshit, but not all of it is, and I wish he had like addressed some of the legitimate parts of it, like the Octopath Traveler stuff, but he didn't. I don't know. I do not know. And yeah, but so there were tons of games last month and this month I did not get to play. Killer Queen Black came out today. We already talked about that. Next week, Witcher 3, Ring Fit Adventure, Overwatch, which do not buy Overwatch on Switch. Boycott Blizzard, we'll talk about it at the end. Little Town Hero, Jackbox Party Pack 6, A Hat in Time on Switch, and Return of the Obra Dinn on Switch all come out next week. Next week is a busy week, and I do not have the money to buy one of those games. I can't even Return of the Obra Dinn, which is probably the best game on that list. I don't know, Witcher 3 is pretty good as well. I can't even buy that one. Nope, I don't have the money to buy games right now. Well, yeah, no, I mean, I probably will get Luigi's Mansion on Halloween, probably. I have a dentist appointment, so depending if the dentist appointment, I am cursed when it comes to the dentist. Fucking cursed. I also hate the dentist, but that's phobias talking. But I mean, I brush my teeth and everything, but I'm just fucking cursed. If the dentist goes well, then I'll do it. If it doesn't, then fuck it. But so out of everything, the only two games. So after Creature in the Well, I picked up Link's Awakening. Die. Perish. I've already been quitting. I've already been locked out. Yeah, no. It's just because nobody's playing on the Wii U. That's it. That's why nothing is going my way. Oh shit. They didn't kick me out. Did the maps rotate? No, the maps rotate every 3 hours, I thought. It has not been 3 hours. Oh, I just lost complete connection to the internet. Holy shit. I'm still streaming, right? Yeah, no, I am. That's so weird. But, okay, so the other game I've been playing is Link to the Past. Another game that technically I haven't, 100%ed, but as far as I'm concerned, I've mostly 100%ed, because, I didn't do the amiibo thing, but the amiibo thing's not really worth it. I've mostly 100%ed it. It looks great. It's a very traditional Zelda game, for better or worse. There were some moments where I was just throwing my head against a wall. No joke. I was broken. There was to get a key, I had to defeat a mini-boss. That mini-boss, I could not for the life of me figure out how to kill. It turns out it had to be with spin dashing. Okay, I've lost... Okay, let's... let's... I'm gonna check my internet. My router's fine. Oh, God. It finally gave up on us. Let's play some freaking DuckTales. DuckTales. Oh, yeah, that went off of the eShop at some point. And, like, they put it on sale for, like, $1. So I was like, yeah, screw it, I'll play DuckTales. Yeah, sure. Let's just see if I can get on the internet browser real quick. But yeah, so Link's Awakening, I think it's still a really good game, but it does have its moments where I'm just like, oh God, just kill me, man. Like, there are just some hard moments that I do not understand. Yeah, I've just completely lost connection to Wi-Fi. Holy shit. How do I get to... Oh, God. Settings is a stupid little icon, isn't it? But yeah, so... But overall, there were a few other moments. The final boss, same thing happened. Where I was like, how do I hurt this guy? And then I was like... And then I tried everything. And, of course, the last thing I checked turned out to actually be it. It's like it's completely forgotten my Wi-Fi. If that ain't the weirdest shit in the world. Because nothing's changed. I guarantee you nothing's changed on my Wi-Fi. And as far as I know, I'm still alive. Let's actually check, make sure I'm still alive. Fuck, man, that's freaking weird. Yeah, Link's Awakening, it's been a good time. A lot of people have argued if the price point is worth it or not. I was personally fine with it because it's a classic Zelda adventure, and I will probably replay it multiple times. Where's my Twitch icon? So I think the price is fine. Yeah, no, I'm still live. I'm still live as far as I can tell. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm still live. Holy shit. That's so weird. Well, okay, so the question is, what do we do from here? Because I still have stuff I want to talk about. We still got Pokemon. I don't know. We'll look here in a second. But yeah. Let's see. Did anybody actually ever use the Wii U chat thing? I don't know if anybody ever did. Let's actually... I'm curious how much time I've put into Splatoon. I bet it's 20 hours. But yeah, so Link's Awakening was really good. I 100%ed it. I technically need to go back into it on hero mode. So that's today. I have put 60 hours into Splatoon 2. I've played the game 50 times and put little less than 60. I'm rounding up to 60. Holy shirt. I did not expect that. I was expecting it to be a lot lower than that. Did I play the Wii U earlier this month? No, I guess not. Let's see, I played the Wii U in August. I did that was when I was streaming Fusion. I was also streaming Fusion. How long did it take us to beat Fusion? 8 hours? Okay, that's not too bad. I played Tropical Freeze. I played I booted up the original Mario Maker. I made some shit levels in Mario Maker. Like, bad. eShop. We played Captain Toad. Wind Waker. That was Zelda month. Yeah, that was when I was playing all the Mario games again. That's what that giant thing is. I played all of New Super Mario Bros. U and New Super Luigi U. We're gonna go off on a tangent here because I'm here. That was Zelda month. That was Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. That's some more Twilight. Right there at the end, that's Twilight Princess. That's more Twilight Princess, a little Smash, a little Mario Kart. Nothing. Kirby's Return to Dreamland. That was Kirby month. You may remember that. There's a little time on the eShop. Put some time into YouTube is the first one. The second long one is Xenoblade Chronicles X, which I still have never beaten. YouTube. I used the Wii U a lot for YouTube in my early years of college. I used the Wii for YouTube a lot as well. That's Wii Party U, which is a really fun game actually. I may hate most of what ND Cube does, but the Wii Party game is actually pretty fun. Spot the Sneak is one of the best mini games ever created. Like one of the best game modes. There's some Wii Party. There was Use Your Words, which I have not played since then. There's some Twilight Princess and some Mario Kart. That's some more Twilight Princess. This is probably when it first came out on Switch. Some Shovel Knight and some Mario Karts in there. That's Shovel Knight, Splatoon, and Pikmin. Shovel Knight, nothing. Color Splash and Pikmin. I must have replayed Pikmin 3, and that was when Color Splash came out, I think. I have no idea. I have no idea what that game is. There's some Mario Maker, there's some Splatoon. Kirby's Return to Dreamland is the big one. Mighty Number 9 is the other one. Oh my god, yeah. Kirby's Return to Dreamland, Twilight Princess. So maybe that wasn't when Twilight Princess came out? There's Affordable Space Adventure, Mario Kart, Star Fox Zero, some Splatoon, Twilight. That big one's Twilight Princess, Mario Maker, Mario Kart 8, Xenoblade and Splatoon are the big ones. Smash Bros also the other one. Shovel Knight, Shovel Knight's the big one. Mario Maker, Splatoon. More. How much time have I put 30 hours into Xenoblade Chronicles and still have Xenoblade Chronicles X and still have never beaten it. Oh my god, I need to beat that game. Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, Smash Bros, Splatoon, Mario Maker, Runbow. Runbow's actually pretty good. Yoshi's Woolly World. Mario Maker, YouTube. Oh my god. So this must have been the height of... This is... I don't know when. This was September 2015. 400 hours of YouTube. Holy shit. I don't even know. 14 hours into Mario Maker, 5 hours into Splatoon, 3 hours into Shovel Knight, some time into Netflix. Next month, 200 hours into YouTube, 11 hours into Splatoon. And yeah, that's it. How much is, what did I say? 777 hours of YouTube. In 37 seconds, or 37 minutes. Yeah, holy shit. Some more Splatoon, some Mario Kart, some Smash, Mario Kart, some more Shovel Knight, Mario Party 10, god what disappointment, Smash, Captain Toad, Mario Kart, 17 hours into Mario Kart, that's not bad. Netflix, 3D World, Mario Kart Pikmin, Mario Kart Nintendo Land, Netflix, Mario Kart, Wii Party U, Pikmin, Wind Waker, YouTube, Tropical Freeze, Wind Waker, Tropical Freeze, 36 hours into 3D World. 3D World has 62 hours in it. Played 62 times. And this is the very beginning with 3D World, New Super Mario Bros. U, and Skylanders. Yeah, I got my Wii U in December 2013, yeah. That was when I got it. A full year after it came out. that was an interesting little journey, side tangent. So Link's Awakening is good, is what I'm trying to get at. Fork, where's the box? Okay, I got the box for Splatoon. Let's put that away. Link's Awakening is good. I know it's not like if you're worried about the price. If you're worried about the price point, just go buy Hollow Knight or Shovel Knight. Two of the greatest bang for your buck price points, especially because I think Shovel Knight's price point is going to go up by the end of the year if it hasn't already. Either way, it's only going to be like $30, and at $30, it is totally worth it. Shovel Knight is an amazing game. And so is Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is easily, you can get it on sale for like $10 or less. It's one of the biggest bang for your bucks of all time. Speaking of a game that's not a bang for its buck though, Untitled Goose Game. Untitled Goose Game I beat in 3 hours. I have not gone back to 100%ed it. That's what I should have done. I was struggling to think of a game to play tonight. We totally could have done Untitled Goose Game. We could have easily done it in 2 hours. We could have speed runs of that game are down to like 2.5 minutes. It's crazy how fast those speed runs are going. Like, holy shirt. Do you want to check out my first Mario Maker courses? Ugh. Yeesh. Smash, 3D World, Star Fox Guard, Wind Waker, Yoshi's Woolly World. Okay, that's one stack. And now I've got stack stuff. I don't know. But yeah, Untitled Goose Game is good. It's like people blew it way out of the water. It'll still probably end up on my Game of the Year list at the end of the year, but not nearly as high as like it would for some other people. Some other people are treating it like the big indie Game of the Year, like Undertale, Celeste, and Shovel Knight. I don't think it's that good. It's good. It's not that good though. Celeste and Shovel Knight, Hollow Knight, and Undertale are all better games, easily. But it's fun. It's got a neat little fun gimmick. I can't complain about it too much. Let's see, Mario Kart, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Toad Treasure Tracker, Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Still have never played this game. I bought it earlier this year, and I still have not played it. God, this copy's got some crap on it. Like, it looks like wax. Yeesh. Or at least the box. No. Color Splash? God, how far was I? I'd never beat Color Splash. Nintendo Land was kind of fun. Mario Party 10 freaking sucks. Amiibo Festival, oh my god. New Super Mario Brothers, and yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's all my Wii U games right there in one convenient place. Oh, and I also have my copy of Super Mario Galaxy 2 here, which I could play, but I don't want to boot up the Wii. Ugh. God, I knew this was going to fall apart. I did not expect this to fall apart this quickly. Oh, God. I'd be too low. I don't remember Xenoblade enough. I just do not remember Xenoblade enough. Oh, yeah. Oh, fork. I wonder if I'm going to finally show this off. I've never shown this off before. That'll be interesting to see this happen. But yeah, that's all I've been playing. Oh, no. I did play Shovel Knight. While listening to... I wanted to replay Plague of Shadows. So, in wanting to replay Plague of Shadows, I was like, okay, what if I... Super Smash Brothers for Wii U. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm switching over to. Deal with that. Assuming it boots. We're just going to place against some like CPUs and whatnot, because that's all I've got. I don't have any. I doubt the Ivysaur amiibo works for what I want it to. Yep, and I'm putting the Wii U back in the box and never touching it again. Maybe I'll try Xenoblade. It's not bad music, but whatever. God, this is 2014. But yeah, I wanted to replay Plague of Shadows. So I booted up and I replayed Plague of Shadows. Took me like 3 or 4 hours. Then I was like, I kind of also want to play Spectre of Torment. So I booted up Spectre of Torment. I beat Spectre of Torment in like 3 hours. So I think Plague of Shadows I beat in 4. Spectre of Torment I beat in 3. And then I was like, since I'm here, I'll just replay Shovel of Hope. I beat Shovel of Hope in like... Let's just get some random high-level CPUs. Sure. Let's get a stock of 2. So yeah. Yeah, and, but yeah, so I played, Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight was fun. It's still an amazing game. One day I'm gonna do like my one Shovel Knight to rule them all, like which Shovel Knight is the best, because I do definitely think there is an answer. I just don't have that answer, but it'll be after King of Cards releases, so I'll probably do it early next year. I don't know. We'll see. Oh god, I have to get used to Smash 4 again. Ugh. Yeah, and I think that's all I've been playing, really. It's mostly just stuff that I can, like, even Shovel Knight I was playing while listening to my audiobooks. It's stuff that, and I need to find a new game. Now that I've 100%ed Minecraft, I need something new I can play while listening to my audiobooks. I'll find something eventually. I should probably shop around, like, what's good, what... Oh, wow, I'm amazed I hit those 2. But yeah, I'll shop around, see what works. Come on, get up. Why was it not... Oh, okay, my joystick is stopped working. Okay, that was weird. Yeah, that's all I've wanted to replay a Pokemon game. Mostly Gen 5. I kind of want to replay, Gen 5 again, but it's been so long, and I still need to be Platinum. Plus, there's also Sword and Shield, which comes out next month. And with anything, with Sun and Moon, like, my goal with Sun and Moon was to beat every Pokemon game within a year. By the time Sun and Moon came out, my goal was to beat every Pokemon game and not have a complete dex for those games, but at least have all the components of a complete dex. So, like, I didn't have every, like, Pokemon, but I had all the Pokemon that makes up every Pokemon. So, like, I didn't have, like, what was an example? I had Oddish, but I didn't have Gloom. Like, that's just how... I think that was the easy way to put it. I don't know. That's just one thing I kind of want to do. But that's something I worked on, and I did it for the first 2 games. But by the time I was getting to the end of I did the I did the re-releases of Red and Blue on the 3DS eShop, and then I did Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But by the time I finished Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I got burnt out. Sometime at a later point, I did what's that? I did Gen 4? I think that was, I don't know, and I did that along with Chugga Conroy's Let's Plays, which, oh my god, I watched a few Chugga Conroy clips over, like, they just got recommended to me through, like, YouTube's algorithm. God, he says some funny stuff. There's some good, one of my favorite moments is still Miss Magius. Miss Strevius, how it doesn't affect that it doesn't affect Mischievous, and I want to say that was Coliseum. God, that's still so funny. I got my ass kicked. But yeah, that's all I've been playing. I don't know. I'm not going to play a new Pokemon game or I'm not going to play an old one with a new one right around the corner. Which, speaking of which, let's get into the news. So there was actual news, and then there was what information came out. Oh shit. Okay, I'm done. There was what news came out in a Game Informer article. Like, Game Informer did this huge thing with the Pokemon Company, but then in that time, the Pokemon Company has also done two separate announcements. Let's talk about the two separate announcements first. The first one was they posted like this pixelated image on their website, and immediately everyone figured out it was a Farfetch'd evolution, which I think also got leaked because we knew the name Surdfetch, and then they did eventually reveal Surdfetch. It's like a pure fighting type, if I remember correctly, exclusive to Pokemon Sword, which does make sense. That's really weird. It's like pure fighting. There's been a lot of like, we expect this thing to be a type, and then it turns out not to be that type. Surdfetch is one where like everyone was like, oh, okay, it's gonna be maybe like steel flying or something. Nope, it's pure. Oh, I didn't know. I guess Color Game 15 was in this. But I was expecting a pure, right? I was expecting some sort of steel, because it's got like a leak for a sword, and it's got a shield as well. Really nice design. I've never really cared for Farfetch, though. I've never, like, when I replay Gen 1, Farfetch is not a Pokemon I use. Like, there are Pokemon that replaying Gen 1, I have gotten appreciation for. Ninetales, Marowak are both Pokemon when I replayed the game back in, like, 27... Well, Marowak was. Ninetales is because of Alolan Ninetales. And Sun and Moon. Which I've talked about in previous Splat chats. When I played Ultra Sun and Moon for the first time ever, like at the end of last year, maybe it was earlier this year, I don't remember. I love Ultra Sun and Moon is probably my favorite Pokemon game at the moment. People give Sun and Moon a lot of shit that it does not deserve. Ultra Sun and Moon is a really solid game. But that's enough of that. But yeah, so we got Surdfetch. Okay, so that's a Sword exclusive. What about a Shield exclusive Pokemon? So what the Pokemon Company did, Mega Man's dead. Oh wow, wasn't close enough to that ball. The Pokemon Company did a 24-hour live stream. And during that 24-hour live stream, it was too long. Like, it definitely drummed up publicity, so most of which was probably what they were looking for, but they could have done it in like 6 hours. Because it was all build up to a Pokemon that people figured out in the first like 4. People knew what the Pokemon was a few hours in. But yeah, so that's Galarian Ponyta. Oh, where's my stylus for the 3DS? Oh, for this review right there. People figured it out early on, and the assumption was that it was Fairy or Fairy Ghost, because a lot of the other Pokemon shown were Ghost types, like Phantomp and whatnot. Nope. Psychic type, which is fine, but it's really weird. It's exclusive to Sword, or Shield, I mean, which also fine. It was really weird. Like, it was a long... This joystick freaking sucks on the gamepad. It was a really weird stream, to say the least. Okay, so my controls went inverted there. I pressed right and it went left. Huh. I didn't think Ramblin's Evil Mushroom was in this game, but I guess not. And that's not me like just like, oh, I died so I could talk. No, that was legitimately what happened. The Wii U gamepad, my Wii U gamepad, I've shown this off in the past, my Wii U gamepad does actually have drift. Like, it does legitimately drift. People complain about the Switch's drift just because it's a bit prevalent, and almost every controller gets it. My controller, like most controllers drift left or right, my controllers drift up. I think it's from sprinting in Minecraft. right? If you saw, like, I sprint a lot in Minecraft, and I think that's made my controllers drift up. That also happened on stream, where my Pro Controller broke. That was the Minecraft in chat. That was episode, like, 20, I think. But yeah, so we got Sword Fetch, and Sword Fetch is actually kind of cool. And we got Galarian Ponyta. Because we also saw what looked to be a Alolan Rapidash, but they didn't actually show it off. Like, we heard Rapidash's cry. I'm surprised they didn't show off Alolan Rapidash as well. I guess maybe there's going to be some twist. Maybe it's going to have wings. And when I say we saw it, I mean we saw, like, its leg. But also in the stream we've known about Impidimp since E3, but they finally, like, officially revealed it, even though I don't think it's officially on the Pokemon Company's website yet. Which I actually do like how conservative they are being with Pokemon. Because something that was there, I don't know about any gen prior to 6, but I know in 6, we knew almost everything going into that game. Almost. In Gen 7, we knew everything. People argue that the Pokemon Company revealed too much. And yeah, no, those people are kind of right. So for Gen 8, they have been playing it way more conservative. And a lot of people are liking it. Like, I bet the only thing they're going to reveal next month is maybe a new gym leader and maybe the starter evolutions. Maybe 1 or 2 new Pokemon as well. I don't think we're getting much more than that. Like, there's still a Chipmunk Pokemon that we know exists, but have never actually seen before. But I think that's it. I legitimately do not think we're getting much more than that. Which I think is for the better. It's been a long time since the Pokemon game has held any secrets. But they did reveal a few things in a Game Informer. Game Informer did, like, a deep dive. And yes, they did reveal a few things. First off, there was a report that the game was going to have 18 gyms. I should play as Wii Fit Trainer. That'd be fun. I actually like her in Ultimate. I couldn't really get into her in this game, but in Ultimate I like Wii Fit Trainer. So there was a report that there was going to be 18 gyms. That, when I saw that, I was amazed. 18 gyms sounds amazing. That's something that, like, I love the trials in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. So 18 gyms, 1 for each type, sounds amazing. Turns out that's not true. Turns out that was a mistranslation. That actually how the game works is that there's, like, a lore bit. That in the lore of the game, there are 18 gym leaders, but only 8 of them are at the actual gyms. Like, from the way the Pokemon Company explained it, it looked like there was going to be a major league and a minor league. To get to the Elite Four, you have to beat the major league, but there was also going to be a minor league that comprised of, like, the other 10 gyms. Yeah, those trainers still, in theory, exist, and we might see them in the game. But for the moment, it's just a lore bit, the 18 gyms. It's really weird, like, because the translation was provided by Nintendo, or by the Pokemon Company. So this mistranslation was the Pokemon Company's fault, I guess? But I think this sums up my thoughts on the Pokemon cycle. Where, like, the Pokemon Company reveals something really cool, and then we find out there's something wrong with it. Or we misinterpret it or something. Which I know that's technically on us. God, I'm playing like shit right now. Oh my god. Like, so 18 gyms. A really cool idea. Misinterpretation. Go. So we also got new information about the anime. We found a new professor and, like, his daughter. Just new information. We're getting some more. I'll probably talk about it more next month. Because I actually like I like the X and Y's anime, and I like Sun and Moon's anime. They're not bad. And this anime seems to be, like, a soft reboot. Which, I mean, Sun and Moon's anime was also kind of a soft reboot. Oh yeah, Ash won the Pokemon League last month. In Japan, the episodes haven't aired in America. America's usually, like, 24 episodes behind. The episodes have not aired in America, but in Japan, it was confirmed that, yes, Ash did win the Pokemon League. That's really cool. I'm actually really glad they did. There were some people who pissed me off because they were like, look at, right, oh, Ash finally wins the Pokemon League, but look how ugly his design is. Nah, screw that. If you actually watch the Sun and Moon anime, it has really good animation. Like, it's stylized, but because of that, the characters are really expressive. I really like the Sun and Moon anime. It's very childish, but I can have some fun with it, you know? I'm allowed. I review cartoons for a living, totally. Not for a living. I do not make money off of any of this shit. But yeah, so that was super disappointing, but yeah, Go, as I was going into, Go was, if you look at it, the outfit looks masculine, but if you look at the face looks very feminine. So I was like, oh, wow, are we actually getting like a non-traditional... Here it is. This is why I stopped playing Ultimate, or Smash 4, I mean. Because it gives me this disc read error that I cannot figure out and I cannot fix. My disc is perfectly clean. There is like a scratch or two on it, and that's what's causing the error. But other than that, the disc itself is actually perfectly fine. And I don't get it. But yeah, that's what kills me. That's what kills me. That's why I had to stop playing Smash 4 competitively and whatnot. I mean, I could have, if I was serious enough, I could have gotten another disc, but I never did. If we eject it, put it back in, it should work. It'll work for like another 20 minutes and then it'll crash. That's why I was so happy Ultimate was what it was. Because I was broken living on this. But yeah, so it looked like Go has a very feminine face. No. Got something in my throat. But no, it is a male, voiced by the same person who plays Deku in My Hero Academia. Cool. Neat. There we go. That's neat. Yeah, it looks... And now we got this new girl who has a Yamper and her father, and we don't really know what the new anime is going to be all about, but we'll find out sometime soon. But yeah, so there's all these things where it's like, oh, this could be really cool, and then it just disappoints. I still think Sword... And I'm not talking about the National Dex stuff. That's a whole different story that I am still confused on. I just want one simple question answered. Can you bring all of your Pokemon into home? I understand that you can't bring every Pokemon into Sword and Shield. Okay, I'm fine with that. But can you bring every Pokemon into Pokemon Home? If the answer is no, that's where you fucked up. That's the problem. You need to be able to bring every Pokemon into Pokemon Home. I'm just saying. Let's see, what else do we got? So... Back to the Game Informer article. It turns out that so the game will autosave, which I mean that's just a modern advancement. That's just how games work nowadays. Let's try Palutena, I guess. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Games can autosave now. Pokemon is one of those games where you save, and then you make sure you saved again, and sometimes you save upwards of 3 times. I still do that. I'm never satisfied with just one save, so I make sure to save as many times as I can. But yeah, I'm fine with auto-saving. Okay, cool. I still am pretty sure that Sword and Shield is not going to support cloud saves, which, god fucking damn it. What? Next, I'm putting it on for next month. The next Splat and Chat, or whatever it turns out to be. Probably Mario Maker. We are going to talk about Switch Online and how just fucking shit it is. I mean, there's still some good things in it, but oh my god, there's so much garbage. We'll talk about that next time, though. So long, Gay Bowser. Yeah, I'm just... But auto-saving is fine. I'm fine with that. I know there are always stories of people who, like, play... For, like, someone who picks up... In the modern age, when someone picks up a Pokemon game for the first time and is just used to auto-saving, so they don't save the game, and then they end up, Oh, shit, I left time on. I also put down lower-level CPUs, didn't I? I'm, like, 80% sure I did. Yeah, there's always there's always reports like that. Most games autosave. I know the new Animal Crossing is going to have an autosave. Also, perfectly fine with that. How many people can I wreck with the baseball bat? Come on, Corin, you're not nearly fast enough to dodge the baseball bat. Oh, just barely. Yeah, I think those were low-level CPUs. Yeah, so autosaving makes sense. I still want cloud saves. Cloud save, even if my solution is as simple as you can upload your cloud save at any moment, but then it takes effort to re-download your cloud save. Like, maybe there's some sort of, like, condition. Because the biggest thing is Pokemon don't have material value. And if they did, there should be something in the background that makes sure you can't cheat. But there isn't. Fix this. Fix it with Animal Crossing as well. God fucking damn it, Nintendo. Go fuck yourself. No, so this cloud thing save pisses me off so much. Because it's such an easy fix with such easy solutions that they just refuse to do. And they refuse to have infrastructure that's good enough to actually fix their shit. God, it drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. So what else? We got autosaves. And what else? We got EXP share. So this is interesting. The EXP share will always be... Oh my god, did that Rosaluma kill everyone? Holy crap. So EXP share will always be on. There's no way to turn it off. And it's not an item anymore. In theory, I'm fine with this. With it not being an item. But it goes to that thing that... So, like, there's this thing in gaming where it's like, okay, how do we make games more accessible? And like, Celeste is my perfect example just because I know the most about it from the Mark Brown stuff. Where it's like, okay, you make in the settings, or Darkest Dungeon is another good example, where you add stuff in the settings that are like, hey, these are not the intended ways the game is meant to be played, but you're able to turn this kind of stuff on and off. Right? Why is that? Oh my god. This gamepad sucks sometimes. But, so that's, like, I'm fine with it being, like, if the default way the game is meant to be played is with, the EXP share always on. But in the settings, somewheres, there should be a way to turn it off. It should not be an always on thing. That's a mistake. Oh, God. That's a mistake. I actually am fine with the EXP share staying on. In Ultra Sun and Moon, I did not have a problem with it. Because a lot of people's complaint... Because one of the biggest complaints about RPGs is that they're too grindy. And yeah, no, that's a fair complaint. I've definitely had that problem with RPGs in the past. But Pokemon, with the exception of Gen 2, is actually fairly grindy. A lot of people don't like to admit that, but Gen 2 was actually very grindy. But most Pokemon, because Pokemon is baby's first RPG, it's actually not that grindy. For the most part. And it can still provide, like, the blinding one in Ultra Sun and Moon was actually a fairly decent challenge in my opinion. Like, I had to actually, like, do some strat. It wasn't just, oh, come in and spam your strongest move. I actually had to get some strategy when fighting it. Maybe it's because my team composition was actually very bad for, like, half of my team was weak to it. Half of my team plus was weak to the blinding one. But still, As baby's first RPG, Pokemon's actually pretty good at what it does. Oh hey, it's the Dene, the Pikachu clone that I hate the most because it's the most forgettable. No, I still stand by. Oh shit, I thought Sonic got it for a second. Huh. No, of course. But yeah, so the other worry about the EXP share is in previous games when you have the EXP share on, if you're trying to train a Pokemon for IVs, it'll give, or EVs I mean, it will give every Pokemon in that party EVs. Which is something I've really liked that Pokemon games have done, is making competitive easier to like do. And there's one change that we don't know all the details about that I'll talk about here in a second. That I do actually, which might make competitive even easier in theory. Depends on how they implement it and what they're actually talking about here. So, but next up, we've got, oh, of course, there's just the simple statement that they have said before, that, hey, if your favorite Pokemon, Maractus, okay, Maractus is actually in the game, so bad example, but if your favorite Pokemon, Maractus, was cut in Sword and Shield, do not worry, they will be back in future games. Again, as long as they're in Pokemon Home, I'm not going to complain. I'm actually fine with them doing like, hey, we're going to limit like the number of Pokemon to like 500 per game, 500 plus. And again, there's this, God, I don't want to go in. I've gone into all the National Dex stuff in the past. Go watch previous episodes. I have definitely talked about this before. But the last thing is there was this statement, and I don't remember all the details, but it was something along the lines of, in the new Pokemon game, in Pokemon, you take Pokemon and you grow like closer to them. And in the new game, you're actually going to be able to use your favorite Pokemon in competitive play. What does this mean? We don't know. Is there going to be like some sort of system where you could turn your favorite Pokemon competitive? Maybe. Maybe there is. My worry would be a microtransaction. If this was any other developer, my worry would be a microtransaction. But because this, well, you know, if this wasn't Nintendo, I'd be worried. But this is the Pokemon Company, and while Nintendo is usually really bad at these kinds of things, or while Nintendo is good with these kinds of things, I do think the Pokemon Company has the potential to be as greedy as any Activision Blizzards or EAs, right? They have that potential. So this could easily be a microtransaction, where you pay a microtransaction to get an item that makes your favorite like partner, like your starter, competitively viable. I don't think they're going to do that because, again, I think Nintendo, and at least in mainline games, the Pokemon Company has restraint. If this was any other company like EA, Activision Blizzard, Ubisoft, they would be charging the microtransaction. Oh my god, Breakpoint, Ghost Recon Breakpoint was literally just selling you skill points in the game. They were just charging you a microtransaction. God, fuck, man, fuck the modern AAA gaming industry. Fuck everything. But yeah, so this could be really interesting. I don't know where this is going. Like, this could be like another change, because each game has just made it more and more accessible. Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield, or not Sword and Shield, I mean X and Y, added a lot of accessibility training for EVs and IVs. Sword and Shield just doubled that up. I don't even, and see, I know I've EV trained Pokemon in Sword and Shield, or I mean in Sun and Moon, but I don't actually ever remember EV training a Pokemon in Sun and Moon. Like, I know I must have done it, but I don't remember doing it. Because even though I didn't play, like, I played competitively in X and Y, I did not play competitively in Sun and Moon, but I know I had a full competitive team. I know for a fact I did. So I'm trying to remember, because they made IV training even easier, and they made EV training, they did something similar. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. God damn it. They did something... Where am I? For... They didn't, I don't know. But we'll see where this goes. Hope, again, making competitive more... I know there are some people who believe in grind culture, which is not a real thing. It's like line culture. It's completely made up, and anyone who supports it is an idiot or just an asshole. But it's not a real... Grind culture is not a real thing. Screw off with that. I'm fine with making it easier for more people to, like, get into competitive Pokemon and whatnot. I did not play competitive for Gen 7, but I had a competitive team. It was so exciting. And it took me half the time that it did in Gen 7. Or Gen 6. Gen 6, it took me probably 100 hours to get a full competitive team. Sun and Moon maybe took me 20. Hey, what's up? That's crazy. It was so much more convenient in Sun and Moon. And I hope they make things even easier in Sword and Shield. There were a bunch of other things from the Game Informer interview as well, like, are Pokemon sentient? Like, do Pokemon know they're actually, like, battling and whatnot? Which, in the anime, is a definitive yes. The anime answered that way back in Season 1. In the games, it's a little bit more complicated. A lot of there was like an interview, and a lot of the answers to the questions were just kind of like, like they didn't give any real definitive answer, you know. Let's do Charizard. I was talking about Charizard earlier. It was really weird. I don't get it. Let's see. That's all the Pokemon stuff. Oh, the other thing was Pokemon meat. Can you, like, are the meat, like, if you're eating a sausage in Pokemon, is that a Pokemon? And the Pokemon company was like, they do not answer that question. It wasn't like, they didn't say, like, we refuse to comment, but they basically said that, which is not a good... Because, like, there used to be real-world animals in Pokemon. And then around the time of, like, Gen 2 or something, they were like, no, we probably shouldn't do this. Well, but then they've also eaten Magikarp, or at least talked about eating Magikarp before. I thought I was so confused. I thought I was DDD for a second. I'm amazed I didn't walk myself off the edge like I did last time. Oh, God, how does... Oh, I can use Fire Burst. I've used Charizard maybe once. Let's see. And yeah, that's all I've got for Pokemon. Pokemon had some pretty good stuff in it. I'm still excited. I know there's always that thing where it's like, oh, I'm gonna boycott the game, but then on that same day, people who said they were going to boycott still end up buying it anyways. Boycotts, well, they can work. In the modern age of the internet, there's a lot of hypocrites out there. Oh, God. But yeah, I'm still gonna buy it. The National Dex didn't upset me too much as it did other people. And yeah, I think it looks really good. It's gonna be really fun. Hopefully, I have my hopes up. It's a month away. I still do not know which version I'm going to get. I'm not particular to any version. Like Sword Fetch and Ponyta, I'm probably not going to use either one. Even though they're new Pokemon, I usually try to stick to, like, the new Pokemon. Like, the only thing I'm pretty sure I'm going to use right now in my team, I'm going to use Score Bunny, and then I kind of want to use that, I've been calling it Mecha Godzilla. I don't actually know what its name is. What, I've been calling it Mecha. It's basically Mecha Godzilla. It's a dragon, I want to say steel type. That, I'm pretty sure I'm going to use that. But other than that, I have no particular thoughts on, like, anything else revealed. I have not used Duck Hunt since last time I played 4. I have never used Duck Hunt in Ultimate. Duck Hunt is just not my character. But I thought, you know what, screw it, let's try it. Let's try them out. I know they're all about, like, stage control and whatnot. Yeah, that's all the Pokemon stuff I got. Next up, Mario Maker 2 got an update. A lot of people were worried about, like, are we even going to get Mario Maker updates? Like, they said they were adding multiplayer with your friends, but they had never even talked about it? Well, all of a sudden, one day in the middle of the month, near the end of September, I guess, might have even been at the beginning of October, they announced that, no, guess what? Hey, as of today, we're adding friend support into Mario Maker 2. So if you want to play with your friends, you can. I lost my Nintendo Switch Online, so I have not tried it out. I do not know how good it is. It might be good, it might not be. I don't know. But it's cool. But it was like, I was expecting them to, like, reveal it during the last Nintendo Direct. Oh, God, I suck at this game so much. I was expecting them, but they didn't. And the worry was, like, because we're pretty sure Mario Maker 2 is still going to get an extra game mode. So we were expecting something. But then nothing ever came. And I'm still, sometime, like, we're going to get, like, a January or February Direct next year, and they're going to reveal a new Mario theme for Mario Maker 2. My bet is still on Galaxy, even though it's probably going to be... That was the dumbest battle ever. Oh my god. They both just... Ike threw himself off the ledge and he has... Oh my god, that was so stupid. Yeah, Friends update is really cool. There was a bunch of other things added as well. I have not played Mario Maker 2 since August. Striker Ninja. So, I had a bunch of stage ideas, because I considered doing Mario Maker 2 tonight. And I went and looked through my stage ideas, and I only hadn't done, like, 2 of them. Like, I had a bunch of stage ideas while I was either playing the game, or... Like, I had, like, 6 or so before the game came out. And I'd done all but one of those. Well, okay, I kind of did one of them. The others, all my other ideas I, like, came up with as I played the game. Some of which were good, like, some of them which were inspired by, like, by playing other people's levels. I've made some okay stages, some very weird ones. What the fork just happened there? But yeah, adding friends is really cool. That's something, again, Mario Maker, the only time I have ever played Mario Maker 2, like, online versus other people, it has chugged. Same thing, kind of, with Ultimate, oh, fork. Ultimate usually chugs for me. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's pretty shit. But yeah, that Mario Maker 2, I have never got to work. It is some of the worst online. That has not changed. Yeah, so I have no hope for it. But hey, it's cool that they finally added it. It is really cool. Still, I should play that game again. I really should. Yeah. I knew Rob was gonna... Rob, after, like, when it was 2v1, I knew Rob had won that. There's always one clear-cut winner. I do not like Greninja. I still don't. I was like, oh, maybe it'll be fun. Nope, wasn't. Try Zero Suit. Another character that I did not like in this game, but liked in Ultimate, so hey, who knows, maybe I'll like it in this game. I'll probably just die because I'm sucking right now. Let's see, I got Blizzard. Oh, there's 2 Zero Suits, okay. That's gonna be fun. Okay, so I got Blizzard, but we got one more thing before we get to Blizzard and all their bullshit. So, the developer of the Mario and Luigi games, Alpha Dream, has gone bankrupt. They officially filed for bankruptcy earlier this month, and that sucks. They made some really good games. The first 4 Mario and Luigi games. Okay, so the original Superstar Saga is pretty good. It's a pretty good Mario RPG, all things considered. I can't believe everyone got past that. The next one, what's the next Mario RPG? The next Mario RPG was Partners in Time. Partners in Time is not that good. It's like some people. I know some people love it because that's how this works, but I did not. I did not care for Partners in Time at all. It was okay. Bowser's Inside Story is fantastic. It's a great Mario RPG. Dream Team, same thing. I know there are some people who like Dream Team more. I know there are some people who like Bowser's Inside Story mode more, but they're both great games. And then they made Paper Jam. Paper Jam was not good. Paper Jam was just a disappointment of a game. It had an amazing premise. As premises go, Paper Jams is fantastic. Gameplay-wise, though, and like story-wise, it was just disappointing. You never even went into the Paper Mario universe. You just stayed in the Mario and Luigi universe. You never met any of the Paper Mario characters besides for like Toad. What an utter disappointment Paper Jam was. It was one of those games that fell to the generalization of Miyamoto and Nintendo. I don't even know if Miyamoto had anything to do with it. Because like a lot of people blame Miyamoto for killing Paper Mario. And we can argue if that's right or not. There's also this idea of like Mario is Nintendo's mascot. And they have to protect their mascot. And because of that, for the most part, he does get some amazing games. A lot of, like, crazy games, like the Superstar Saga, like Mario and Luigi, just kind of... Oh, and hey, look, there it is again! Screw it, I give up. We got one more topic after this. We're going to go through Blizzard real quick. But yeah, so then, after that... So after Paper Jam was giant disappointment, they made what was the game they made next? They remade Superstar Saga on 3DS. Okay, fine. Superstar Saga is the only game you couldn't play if you had only started playing at like Dream Team or whatnot, or even Bowser's Inside Story, which, as far as I know, Bowser's Inside Story and Dream Team did really well. I don't know how good Paper Jam did. But then, so they remade Superstar Saga. Okay. I think the game did okay. Like, I don't think it did that good, but it also didn't do that bad. Because it was right before the Switch's release. Then they decided to remake Bowser's Inside Story. That came out a year into the Switch's life. Bowser's Inside Story, a game you could still buy on DS and play on 3DS. Sure, did my copy glitch and I can no longer get past the Sky Koopa area? Yes. There was no reason for them to remake that game. And it sold like garbage, and probably those two games not selling as well as they should is probably what drove them into bankruptcy. They supposedly worked on one other game that we know of, but has yet to release. We don't know what that game is, but there is one other game the developers have worked on. Alpha Dream. But it is sad to see Alpha Dream go. I hope the developers I hope the people behind the company, like the actual game developers, get jobs either at Nintendo or any other studio. I hope they find work, because they made some decent RPGs. The Paper Mario RPGs have sucked for many years now, which, again, we can blame on the blandness of Mario or not. The Mario and Luigi games were good for a little while longer. Dream Team was a fantastic game. And then it all fell apart. And again, Bowser's Inside Story was still a good game, and the remake was probably great. It came out a year after the Switch's release. Nobody was buying Switch games. And yeah, my guess is it's Luigi's Mansion 3. I can't think of any other game out, unless it was freaking Tokyo Mirage Sessions for some reason. Unless they were helping out with the development of that. They also, did Alpha Dream... Alpha Dream helped out with the development of another game as well. I don't think it's Luigi's Mansion, or did I say I think it's Luigi's? I think it's Luigi's Mansion. Alpha Dream. Let's see. There's one game I'm forgetting. Superstar Saga, Partners in Time, Paper Jam. They worked on some Hantaro games. Oh god, that's a blast from the past. Yeah, I swear they helped out with the development of one more game, but I have no idea what game that is. But the first, again, Dream Team and Bowser are amazing RPGs, even if my copy's glitched. And yeah, it sucks to see a developer go, but sometimes that's the way these happen. I wish it had happened to like an EA or an Activision. The gaming bubble's gonna burst any day now, mark my words. But yeah, that's the last thing. That's Alpha Dream. The last thing on this list is Blizzard Entertainment and the protests in Hong Kong. So just to catch everyone up to speed real quick. So there are protests going on so originally there was a law in China that would extradite prisoners from Hong Kong to the mainland. And if someone got extradited, they were most likely never going to be seen again. Hong Kong people rose up against that. They didn't want that law. And it's basically inspired by the American Revolution and other similar revolutions. The people of Hong Kong are fighting not only against this law, but against other things. And I personally believe they should be fighting for their freedom. Hong Kong basically acted as like a British colony or an independent colony for, 99 years? Until a treaty was up, and then it became part of mainland China. And now there's the one China policy. But with these protests in Hong Kong, I am firmly on the side of Hong Kong. They, inspired by the American Revolution, they need to take their freedom. Because one of the biggest lies of the American Revolution is that it's for freedom. Because the American Revolution was fought, the people gained their freedom, but they still kept slaves. And then shortly after, the Haitian Revolution happened, which also inspired, much like the French Revolution, the Haitian Revolution was also inspired by the American Revolution, where the slaves in Haiti rose up against their masters and gained independence. America does not like to talk about the Haitian Revolution because it was slaves rising up against their master. It's that one thing of like, everyone is free, but they don't like to talk about the Haitian Revolution because it is the slaves, right? It's slaves rising up and gaining their freedom, inspired by America, but America doesn't like to talk about it. They've always, to this day, they still shun Haiti because of it. Because of that. It's horrible, and it shows the lies of the American Revolution. And right now, the same thing's kind of happening in Hong Kong, where they're trying to gain their independence. I don't know if they're trying to gain their independence from China or not, but Hong Kong is basically an independent country. They need to take their freedom. The American Revolution is a good example, and they should be, the U.S. should support them. However, American businesses have a lot of money in China. We've seen that twice this week with the NBA and Blizzard. And then you've got South Park, which put out an episode blasting China, and then subsequently got banned by China, and then they told China to go stick it. But Blizzard, so a player, Blitzchun, said that on a stream, he said that he supports Hong Kong. Right? Fight for your freedom, because he's from Hong Kong. Blizzard reacted by taking away all of his money and banning him from Hearthstone for a year. Blizzard put out a statement earlier today. So this story is still ongoing, there's other stories with like the NBA and whatnot, and there's going to be more, because this revolution is still happening. And I'm not going to get into the NBA one. But the Haitian Revolution, the Hong Kong Revolution, so Blitzchun supports it, and Blizzard, in a statement today, they are returning all of his money, and they are shortening his ban. Because there are people who have done far worse things and only gotten a 7-game ban. He got a full year. That's the hypocrisy. And Blizzard says they were not influenced by China to do it. Which, yeah, no, fuck that. China may not have told them to, like, take away his money and whatnot, but they did it out of fear for China. Because Hearthstone is huge in China, as is Blizzard games like Overwatch. So they clearly did it to try to appease China. They done fucked up. this will be a smudge on Blizzard's repertoire for the rest of the company's existence. There's nothing they can do to solve this. Whether they overreacted or not, they done fucked up. They are putting capitalist interest over freedom in a country that they could not in a country like China, Blizzard could not exist. I'm just gonna say it. Fuck Activision Blizzard. Do not buy Overwatch when it comes to Switch. Speak with your fucking wallets for once and boycott Activision Blizzard. I like that people in Hong Kong are trying to turn Mei, the Overwatch character, into a symbol of the protest in hopes of maybe even getting the game banned from China. Fuck yeah. You go. You do it. I am all aboard. I support Hong Kong wholeheartedly. They deserve their freedom. The communistic government of China. China is terrible, and the extradition law would have been terrible, and now they've started their revolution. They need to gain their full independence. I 100% support them. I flubbed like 1,000 times giving that. But yeah, that's basically everything that happened. Like I said, this story is still developing. There was also a walkout at Blizzard's campus. No more than like 20 or 30 people. But it still proves something. Because Blizzard's reasons for like taking him down was that what he was saying was harming the company. Yeah, fuck off, Blizzard. Because Blizzard even has this statement about like free speech and whatnot outside of their offices. So people covered it up because it's a lie now that they did this. But speak with your wallets. Do not support Blizzard. Do not buy Overwatch on Switch. And BlizzCon is right around the corner. Imagine if BlizzCon was this weekend. This would have been one of the biggest PR disasters of all time. They still have time to try to salvage something. Because this year's BlizzCon is supposed to make up for last year's BlizzCon, which was Diablo Immortal. And the mobile game bullshit. So we're probably going to get Diablo 4. But I hope, because we live in the 24-hour news cycle thing, and normally a story like this would have died, but we're still talking about it a few days later, and I hope this carries momentum all the way to BlizzCon in a few weeks. It probably won't. There'll probably be a few people, but it probably won't, but I hope it does. Screw Activision Blizzard. And that's all I got. That's all my points. We went a little longer than I expected. There were, of course, stream problems. The Wii U failed about as many times as I expected it to. Probably a little more, actually. The Wii U's, it was a fine console. It was fine. It was nice to do a trip down memory lane going through the activity log. But yeah, that's all I got. I do not know if we'll be back next week, if we'll finally start Hollow Knight. I don't even know anymore. I have a paper due on Sunday, so... I didn't have a paper due tonight because it got pushed back to Sunday. If it didn't, I probably wouldn't have been here tonight. I'm just so busy with colleague. And yeah, that's all I've got. Oh god, and I didn't even talk about games. There are so many games releasing next week that are so good. Jackbox Party Pack 6 looks like it's going to have one of the best games. Like, it has this push-the-button game. Hattie Time is amazing. Return of Obra Dinn's amazing. Witcher 3 is great. Fuck Overwatch. Ring Fit Adventure is probably good. Little Town Hero has music by Toby Fox. And yeah, that's all next week. That's crazy. But yeah, that's all I got. I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.